You have to pick one horror villain to go drinking with. Who are you picking?
So,
That hurt, dude. That
it
hurt.
really did. I bet. You said you're not feeling very good, so that probably hurt your throat a lot. So, you know when you move a certain place, like different place, and you start like saying their language, and then you talk to your friends, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Colloquialisms?
Sure. I realized that today when I went and picked up a pizza, and
What'd you
you're
say?
Like, what do you? I was like, "I'm picking up a pie." You're like a Marie
fucking
Callender's.
pie?
Well, that's what everyone calls pizza. You want me to get a pie?
Going to get a pie and head to Quizzo.
Put that in the John.
Now, what is a John?
Anything can be a John. It's a container.
Can John Malkovich be a John?
Yes. Someone will go grab that John over there, and then they'll put it in that John.
All right. Crust punk band name, John Milkovich.
It's a terrible name. You can't say stuff like that anymore.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry,
cheers.
I can't say it. Hey, cheers, dude.
Cheers, dude.
Right into the camera. Woo, you can see me through it. Cool.
Hello, boys and squirrels. Welcome to another episode of Drunk and Demonic, where the men are men and the sheep are scared. I'm your host, Jamie Knudsen. I'm going to say my last name to see if you say yours.
Peter.
Everyone knows your last name. It's like all over
I'm
this
Peter,
podcast.
dude. I'm Peter, man.
It's everywhere. It's Peter Daly. That's Peter Daly.
That's not me. I don't know that guy.
Alan. No, that's my.
That's your middle name?
That's
Damn,
no, that's
dude,
my
if you're really
dad's.
trying to give the hackers anything to find on us, you want to mention our birth dates and what our phone codes are now?
What's a phone code?
How to unlock your screen?
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Just figuring.
I'm not feeling very spunky. I don't have like the pep in my step of like, hey, here's another slap happy thing I'm going to say to you to keep people listening. So I don't have that, unfortunately, today. So.
Cancel the episode.
Should we cancel it? Or should we just like get it? Like,
let's just do it. Let's just do it and see where we end up.
Yeah, this is just one of those episodes where we just talk about a bunch of shit.
I think I can get you hyped up by the end of it.
We call them banter episodes, or we call it where we just shoot the shit. Peter wants to call them horror happy hour.
Haunted happy hour.
Haunted happy hour because he's a dork.
Yeah, for sure. I also like alliteration a lot. So
you do. So without further ado, why don't you get into what you're drinking?
Where's your?
I already said it.
Okay. Did you even say what our podcast is called?
Yeah, I said welcome to Horror Whiskey Company.
Okay. I thought it was going to be to all of you who this and that and whatever you say normally.
Oh, I didn't have anything where I'm like, hello, anyone who's ever done this and this. I couldn't think of anything. I told you I don't have any pep.
Nailed it.
I don't have any good drunken stories from this week.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go to sponsors. I'm drinking some Nooners. Grapefruit. Sorry to whoever bought these. Left them in the fridge. That's all we had. And the best bourbon in the entire world. Just kidding. But it is a fantastically good bourbon that I'm drinking this week. It is Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond Kentucky bourbon. It's a little hot. I think it's coming in at 50% ABV.
Holy crap.
Yep. 100 proof, dog. 100
proof.
But it's fucking delicious.
Well, that's good.
That's all
awesome.
I mean... If you ever see Heaven Hill just sitting on the shelf, just get yourself a bottle because you're not going to like, if you have a problem with it, stop drinking it, cork it, seal it, mail it across state lines, not illegal, to me. And we'll chat. I'll give you, or should I just give them my address right now?
You should.
Or should they do that or another time? I don't know exactly how to do this.
They already have it.
Okay. Just contact your local CIA branch, FBI branch. They'll have whatever information you need.
Yeah. I met someone from the FBI this week.
You met someone? They're allowed to tell you? I just assume that they can't tell you.
They can't. Someone I work with's dad was from the FBI. And I asked him a question and he wasn't amused.
But he's out?
At all. He wasn't amused at all. He was at dinner. I'll get more. I can't tell you more about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to, before you get, you can, what are you drinking tonight? I got a question for you afterwards.
What's your question, sir?
No, afterwards is fine.
Okay. Oh, I was wondering what you were talking about. So I have just the most, the basic ones I always drink because I have.
He's
Modelo.
got the Model Zero, dude.
And then still got my giant jug of Espo.
Wow.
She's still there.
It's like one of us is in the beach and one of us is in the mountains.
That's exactly what's going on in my beach chair. What's your question, sir?
Can you show me your hat a little closer?
This hat?
That hat.
Oh,
What
yeah,
the
for
fuck?
sure.
You just decided not to tell me that you made merch?
Oh, I made merch,
What
dude.
the fuck, dude?
I made...
You didn't even tell me.
No, I thought it would be really funny if I just flipped my hat forwards while you were talking and seeing how long it took you to realize that I made this hat.
I don't know when you flipped it forwards. I assume that you had it on the entire time, and I just haven't noticed it because through a computer screen, I'm a little imperceptive.
So yeah, so this is our first ever Horror Whiskey Co.
It's so
trucker
sick.
style hat,
Dude, I love it.
Available soon. So I was testing the waters to see which kind of style hat I want to do. I'm always going to do trucker, and I'm deciding if I want to do a full-on patch and have that sewn on, which will be more expensive to everyone.
Yeah, or a screen printed patch.
Oh, this is an embroidered patch that's just embroidered onto the hat.
Okay.
So it's actually, as you can see here, it like kind of indents itself a little bit.
Yep, I see it.
But it's still really good quality.
Sick.
But that's what I'm deciding. So, you know, the difference between charging $30 and $40, I'm going to probably go with this one here.
Well, folks, jump up in the chat. Get in the chat.
Chats. We're
Get up in the chat. Let us know what you want.
We're in our beginning stages of having merch available from everyone, and we will hopefully drop a link of when that will be soon. So
it's the reason we went with this name. It is like the prime merch name. So I'm pumped to even see it. It like I don't know. How long did you have it for? Before I realized?
Not super long.
Okay. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
I was just gonna be like,
that's
this.
a sweet hat.
I was gonna be like this to be like, dude, where's your hat? I'm like, oh, it's right here. But I figured I'd just flip it backwards.
No, that was perfect. You sneaky little snack, dude. You didn't even freaking let me know.
We'll get you. We got you. I'm gonna have you one coming, dude. I just wanted to see how this one turned out first.
Okay. Well, I'm pumped about it, dude. Can we make Hawaiian shirts like this one with yours and my face on it?
We can if you like.
All right. I don't know if we should actually do that or not. I'm just thinking automatically. My brain just starts running, dude.
Find something.
All right.
With that being said, let's go into this episode, huh?
Yep. So first things off, we are going to jump into a smidge of a true crime update. We talked about this a little bit last time. Brian Kohberger has now officially been sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms without parole for the murders of the 4 Idaho college students. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and check out our previous episodes. I can't tell you which one it's on, so you're going to have to listen to all of them.
Exactly. It's on a lot of them because we've been following this story for a while.
Yep. This and the Menendez brothers, if you're wondering where the cases are at, just give the previous episodes listens.
Or Karen Reed.
Yep.
Or what was our little girl? I already forgot her name. There's so much true crime that I've listened to. Carly Gregg.
Yeah. Oh, she's a naughty little girl, dude.
Please don't word it like that. It's so weird.
Not like in like a fun way, like a bad way.
I just logged into something.
She's bad.
I logged into some sort of I think it was Amazon, and there's like a brand new Idaho murders like series on there. So maybe that's a good place to start. If not, there's
covering this shit for a while.
I want to say that there's also a series on either HBO Max or Peacock about the Idaho murders as well.
HBO has a single episode or like a single documentary on this. I think it's called the Kings Road Killings, or it's the Idaho Massacre. I can't remember, but yeah, lots of good information in that. If you want to go into a super deep dive, the Kings Road Killings podcast is where I did all of my listening. It's how I learned all about the case and where it came from. Because like as soon as this hit, this was like 2-3 years ago at this point, I was on top of it, wanted to know what the fuck was going on. And because like the biggest thing was like, why did this dude do this murder? And the whole thing was like he thought he could get away with it, is kind of like the narrative that we've gotten from the very get-go. But with him not going to trial, he's been sentenced and he does not have to offer a motive for these crimes, having pled guilty and accepted the deal for these murders.
I assume that he didn't want to die because Idaho probably has the death penalty.
Idaho does have the death penalty.
That's why he took the plea deal of 4 consecutive life sentences.
Yeah, he'll never be eligible for parole. He'll never get out of jail, but he didn't want to die, so he took this plea deal. But unless for whatever reason he decides to talk about it, we don't get to know like the whole details of all of these things, because we won't have a trial. It's already done. All of this kind of just floats into the nothingness unless he decides to talk to a reporter or someone that wants to write a book about it.
He will.
He might. I don't know.
He will.
He's kind of a little bitch like that. So I could see him being like, I want everyone to know my story and why I was this way. Yeah, you're probably right.
Question for you.
Yes.
What would you rather do? 4 consecutive life sentences or the chair?
I think I don't know. The chair doesn't sound like the worst. That's a really tough question. I think I'd probably take the life sentence if I'm being honest, I guess his life is going to be fucking shit in that jail, though.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's such a high-profile case.
I think I would just take the chair.
Yeah, but he's also going to get out and, like, maybe he just decides that he's going to act crazy in jail, and everyone's going to be like, oh, that's why he did it. He's absolutely insane. But, when you go into jail for, like, this high profile of a thing and you're this tiny, scrawny dude that doesn't have a fighting chance to take care of yourself in jail, it's going to be a rough life for the
he definitely looks
remaining
like a wiener.
50 to 60 years.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 30 something.
He's only 30 something?
Yeah.
Whoa, I thought he looked older than that when I looked at him. That's okay. We don't scots to know. Well, I guess I could tell you what I was criming lately.
Yeah, what are you criming about? Because you sent me, like, we chit chat and you sent me this case, and I was like, I was going to maybe look into it. And I'm like, never mind. I'm just going to let Jamie tell me about it.
So it's all the hot gossip for lately because they just came up with a new 3-part series on Netflix about Amy Bradley.
Who the fuck is Amy Bradley?
So if you don't know, let me tell you. So Amy Bradley was a woman who disappeared on a Royal Caribbean ship 1998 near Curacao and has to this day.
The red one or the blue one?
The blue one because it's closer to the ocean.
Sorry. I don't think there's more than one.
I don't think so either. I don't think there's a red Curacao. You mean triple sec?
Yeah, colored triple sec.
Yeah, blue dye 44. So anyways, when I was talking about this tragic story before I was interrupted.
That was a joke made in bad taste.
That was a bad taste. Speaking of blue Curacao, that's a bad
taste.
So
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was a pretty good documentary. Nice little 3-parter. So a typical Saturday morning for some of us. But she's on a cruise in 1998 with her entire family, like people from the South often do. And they're out partying, having a good time. And all of them go out or are out pretty much the same time together. But she kind of stays a little bit later. And she is known coming into her room. Like her brother saw her come in the room that night. And then when they woke up, her clothes that she was partying in the night before were there still, but she was gone. And so obviously there's speculation that maybe she jumped out or things like that. But the big kind of like thing that made everyone mad is they went to the captain and let him know that their daughter was missing. And not to dock at Curacao in case
there's someone on the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But they elected to dock. And so to this day, she's not been seen.
Still missing.
Now, the biggest like online chatter is definitely that she was abducted and sold for prostitution.
Okay.
There are pictures on the internet of a girl named Jazzy that they think looks very similar to her, but they can't tell if she has the famous Tasmanian devil spitting a basketball arm tattoo that Amy Bradley had.
Interesting.
So it's never been confirmed.
How old was she?
I want to say she was like just getting into college, so I assume probably 19, maybe
18 or 19.
But she was partying a lot and drinking, so I'm guessing she had to be 21.
I mean, on those, like, it depends on where I think the laws extend from where they leave port, right? So you can be over, like if the drinking age is 18 or whatever in some of these places, you can drink on the ships at 18.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wondered, but I didn't really know exactly her age. Just was going into college. It was offered a scholarship for basketball because she was a really good athlete.
Obviously, yeah. She has the Space Jam tattoo.
Yes, kind of. It was like a purple Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
So I listened to a lady was on True Crime This Week with James Renner.
Yeah, I did see that was actually just published.
And it was a lady that swears that she met Jazzy, who was years before Amy went missing.
Okay.
That's the last I've heard of it. So if anyone knows anything about her.
They haven't, the true crime community has obviously dug into this pretty hard recently, but why is it just becoming super popular because there was a documentary made about it?
I assume because Netflix made the documentary and it really started a huge buzz about it.
Okay, but there hasn't been you watch the series, a bunch of new evidence or anything that they've uncovered since 1998.
So, the newest thing that happened, so it kind of popped off in the late, I think 2012 or something, around 2015, right around then, got a little bit of wave to where this guy started a website that was Amy Bradley's Missing.
Okay. And was that James Renner?
No, James Renner just had this idea, but this is some kid was really focused on it. And I
just know James Renner. The only reason I know him is because of how tied into Maura Murray, the missing Maura Murray case he was. And he was the one that started this huge thing about trying to find her and is probably the go-to guy on specifically that case.
No.
But that was right around the same time, so I could see him making another website that was about this. So,
well, he did. Okay. No, there's this kid that did it, and in the documentary, there's a guy that swears that he met Amy Bradley with this guy the guy that was potentially slaved her.
Yeah,
and he is in logistics and everything, and he partnered with the guy that made the website to kind of look at the data from the website and see where they were getting the most hits. And they found out that the most hits for this website were in Curacao. And they saw that it was the most it was viewed was on holidays and birthdays of the family. So they started doing pictures. They started sending pictures of her family and putting it on the website because they think it's actually her in Curacao, looking at these pictures of her family.
Okay. Interesting.
And that'd be it, dude. Huh. So my theory is I think she's dead.
Well, especially now, it's been almost 20, 30 years.
Yes. I think if she was trafficked.
Almost 30 years.
If she was trafficked, there's no way that they would have let her live.
Yeah. Do you think someone killed her or I don't know. I don't know why, but my initial reaction is if she was out, she's young, and is partying that hard, is it possible that her brother didn't hear her go? I know that I've been on a cruise ship once ever, and you have balconies that you can go onto. Could she have fallen overboard?
That is a very big thing as well, that they think that she fell overboard. And they found a jawbone washed up on store, but they linked it to another crime that happened, but they never got the DNA tested for it.
Yeah, but why? I guess it seems strange to me that we found this jawbone and it's not hers, so it can't be her that fell off the boat. That seems absolutely ridiculous.
No, that's the only. So they were so close to the island of Curacao. Yeah, that if she fell off, she would have washed up at some.
Would have.
Yeah, so, and the only thing that was found was a jawbone, which they linked it to another murder.
Okay. Of just someone on the island, or?
I don't remember exactly the name.
But it wasn't a cruise ship.
In front of me.
Another cruise ship thing, right?
No.
Okay, gotcha. That was my only thought there. I don't know. my initial thought is maybe this is something that's like she was drinking a bunch and maybe fell overboard or something.
Well, that makes sense. I think.
But I'm not going to like dismiss that. Like until you can prove that, like it makes no sense to close a case on something that is something like that.
All right, here we go. So in 2010, a jawbone washed ashore in Aruba, initially examined in the context of the Natalie Holloway disappearance. It contained a wisdom tooth, which Holloway didn't have. Amy's parents provided her dental records to the FBI, but they still remain highly skeptical that the jawbone was hers.
Interesting. So the jawbone that washed ashore had a wisdom tooth in it that didn't belong to the lady they connected it to.
So the lady that they thought it was,
had her wisdom teeth removed,
teeth taken out.
And this jawbone shows up with one.
Yes, but it still has not been tested.
I don't know why you don't just test that thing. That's why Netflix is like, whatever the fuck you think about all these like things. I know that they're just making money off of it, but it does do a shit ton for victims and their families as far as seeing justice. Like we were talking about in the last episode, you know, with the Gilgo Beach, Long Island serial killer. Like if these documentaries hadn't been made, it's pretty likely that none of this would have been kicked back into year again.
Yeah, for sure.
And the book for sure. And the Lost Girls book. But so like, yes, they're money grabs, but at the same time, it's at least going towards something that's beneficial. So
yeah, it will probably be the biggest serial killer thing of our generation.
The Long Island serial killer?
Yeah, or if not of all time.
I mean, they just don't happen anymore because there's so many ways that people are getting caught now. Like, I think what we'll probably see, if we see stories that are bigger than this, are people that were operating in the 90s and the early 2000s or a little bit earlier than that, and they're going to get caught for those crimes that they did back then because of the DNA. No one's doing this shit now and not having DNA get tied to them.
Exactly.
It's cold cases that are opening back up is what we'll see from now on pretty much. So
what else we got?
I was just like, of crazy killers. This is not really a crazy killer. I was
that's crazy.
Wondering if you had seen that one of the lead handlers from Annabelle has died while they're on tour. Did you see this?
Yes. How could you not? It's everywhere.
It's literally everywhere, right? Okay, so this guy, Dan Rivera, he's a paranormal investigator who's tied into the New England Society for Psychic Research, who is Ed and Lorraine Warren's, like, that was their initial label, like, for their company, I guess you would call it. So I guess you would call it like a protege of them, but he died earlier this month on July 13th in a hotel in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, just before their booked out 3-day showing of Annabelle at this theater in Gettysburg. So as we've talked about this thing before, the Devil's on the Run tour is a bad idea. And all of a sudden, this dude fucking dies. Right?
Well, they're also the house in New Orleans got caught on fire.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad shit happening around this. And my big question...
It wasn't Maria Laveau. It was the other one. It was the lady that like had slaves and shit.
Lalaurie.
Yeah. That house caught on fire.
Well, that house is like real bad. Why would they... That is a deadly combination of spirits. I don't know what your thoughts are, but like, you know what we shouldn't do? Like, we've got Annabelle, who's like... Ed and Lorraine seem to think it's a pretty big deal to have her, right? They're saying, do not ever take this doll away from here.
It says like, never open. Or
never open. Never remove this doll from our fucking locked up, secure basement that we have like built to keep these demonically possessed materials here.
Well, you know what they said? Yeah.
Take it to fucking the Lalaurie mansion. Yeah. No, do you have, what did he die from?
Natural causes.
Yeah, exactly. Natural causes. Like,
he's 53.
Yeah. I think, the whole thing is real interesting. I've seen, let's call it conflicting reports. But anyways, this guy is the lead handler on this tour that they're doing for Annabelle, which is a bad idea to begin with. I didn't even know about this. You told me about this fire that happened when they went to New Orleans. I didn't know that it happened at the Lalaurie mansion, where it already has caught fire, and that's why all those bad spirits are there in the first place, because that's where all the slaves died. They like set the house on fire to try to like get rid of the evidence.
Well, she like straight up like was massacring them and like,
oh yeah,
like in the basement.
Yep. In the basement. And then they had all the ones in the attic. And those were the ones that weren't even dead yet that actually died. The whole thing. Don't do that. Just bad. But
yeah, don't.
Anyways.
Thanks, Pete. Don't do that. Okay?
I'm just curious. Yeah, don't do that. But also
stop it.
Don't take the possessed doll on the road.
No.
Right.
So speaking of that, they're going to be in Maine September 7th.
And if you don't think for a second that they are keeping this tour going, you are so poorly fucking misinformed.
I just said, literally, it's going to be a horror convention in Maine on September 7th.
Yeah. I don't know when those dates were announced, but I guarantee you they're not fucking canceling them. And all of these people that are taking her with them on the road are just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make that much more money. Fucking take this shit seriously. Like these people all do take it seriously.
So no one that's like going to see Annabelle is dying. It's just the people that are like close to us. I'm like, maybe I should just go.
All right. We've been talking about how to bump up numbers, and I think this is a great way. If you die going to see Annabelle, I can do a whole show on that. Like at least 15 episodes.
Natural causes, awaiting autopsy.
We're gonna get
foul play.
We're gonna get a Netflix documentary off of this thing. If you die going to see Annabelle,
no, I think they'll definitely do it off of Dan Reeves before me.
Yeah,
guy with 200 followers on a podcast dies seeing some Annabelle over this. That's definitely gonna
from Green River, Wyoming dies.
That's crazy.
Okay, but like. For real though, did Annabelle have anything to do with this, or is this like a guy that has been eating too much red meat and his cholesterol's too high?
It had something to do with this, dude. I don't know how else you could paint a picture of a demon doll killing someone other than the person that's been handling her.
I completely agree, but here's me playing devil's advocate. Like, how do you write that police report?
No foul play. Found dead in his apartment. I just read it.
I mean, but like the family is going to look for answers. They're going to want something. What do you tell them? Like, hey, we really can't give it to you. Annabelle
X gonna give it to you.
Annabelle gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Rough Riders, baby.
Something else that happened yesterday. I don't know if you saw that there was a mass shooting in Manhattan.
Oh, yeah, night. I did. Super sad. I don't know. What do we have? Like 5 victims or something like that total?
Yeah. So it was tenants were people that like work for the NFL, Blackstone, Rudin Management. A police officer was. Or 4 people were killed, including an NYPD officer, Dandrell Islam, who was moonlighting as security.
For the building?
For the building.
Okay.
So the person was identified as 27-year-old Shane Devin Chimura of Las Vegas. He drove to New York with a semi-automatic rifle, entered the building lobby, began shooting, and then proceeded via elevator to the 33rd floor and continued before taking his life.
Which
so the
floor?
Motive, the 33rd. So Tamura had a documented history of mental illness and allegedly wrote a note claiming that he suffered from CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I can't say the word.
What?
So he suffered from CTE. It's like a brain injury.
Yeah.
And he was naming the NFL as responsible and from his mentor, Terry
Was
Law.
he in the NFL?
No, but he thinks that a lot of people with CTE were in the NFL, and they think just by the NFL existing, a lot of people get CTE and die. Sounds like his mentor in the program was an NFL player named Terry Law.
Okay. I don't think that the NFL is specifically causing CTE. I think that's a bad argument to make, but I would say that they are definitely not what other sport are you deliberately slamming your head into other people or other things? Okay, but rugby's not popular enough.
Yeah.
I mean, think of the membership of football, like the sport of football versus, and you have to consider these things from the top. It's an interesting argument to make. I don't think that it's right to put that on the NFL, but I also don't think that it's a big stretch in whatever paranoid delusion or whatever he's experiencing to claim that. Okay, so what does Blackstone have to do with this? I wasn't prepared for Blackstone to even be brought into this.
It's just
and
people,
the 33rd floor?
No, there's just people that work for Blackstone also lived in this building.
Okay.
So I'm guessing there's a significant amount of people that worked for Blackstone in it, or else they wouldn't list it, or they just listed it to make it more controversial.
Yeah. I'm looking at.
You're looking at it right now.
I'm just looking. I'm just on the Blackstone website, and it's just literally their title. Their title is Blackstone is the world's largest alternative asset manager, serving institutional and individual investors by building strong businesses positioned to take off through the next century. Yeah. So they're this ridiculous, and I don't want to get too conspiratorial here, but they definitely, like, literally they own everything. Anyways, it's this massive commercial investment group that literally owns, if you want to like trace whatever if you want to follow the money for like what things look like as far as conspiracies in the United States, you pretty much can look at like this portfolio and try to tie things together through that. I'm not going to go any further into that because last time when I went conspiratorial and there was a tragedy happening, I got in trouble for it, and I don't want to do that again. I think that this is super sad.
Oh, that about me?
No, I think just in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was looking for the NFL offices. It was in the same building. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. That's crazy. That's all the information we have since it happened last night.
I mean, it literally happened, like less than 24 hours ago. So,
and he took his life too. Well,
weird, very weird.
Transition out of that one. That's sad. So,
yeah,
I guess we go into horror shit, or do you have anything else?
Yeah, let's talk about like stuff that's not as scary as real life. Jamie, did you watch any scary movies this week?
Did. So, a movie that I tried to watch in the movie theaters when we lived in Steamboat, which never came, which I understand why, it dropped on Netflix this week. A movie called Until Dawn. I think you remember about it. So I got to watch that this week.
About the video game, right?
Yeah. So it was a video game in 2015. I think it was a PS4 exclusive.
Nailed it. Oh, that's why I didn't get to play it.
Yeah, and it is known for its butterfly effect gameplay. So basically,
weird.
you get to pick or choose who lives or dies in the video game.
Okay. And those choices obviously ripple way the fuck out.
Yes, which I thought was crazy that like the video game had like more star power than this actual movie did.
Yeah.
Which the video game, like Hayden Panettiere was voiced one of the characters, as well as the dude that played Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek. Yeah. They were in the video game, but not in the movie.
Weird. Why would they not? I mean, I guess they're trying to cast people that look like the people in the video game, I'm sure. But we've been seeing, dude, like video games also, we've been talking about like how good horror has been lately, but video games are like also that way, where like they have progressed so much in like learning, like we've talked about with the, like, what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
The series that we've been covering this season.
Hell.
The Last of Us. Like, was a video game first, and is like the second one, I think, is regarded as maybe the greatest video game ever made. Or was it the first one? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know that one of them, like one of them is like legitimately regarded as one of the greatest video games storyline ever made.
Oh, wow.
And then they obviously adapted that into a TV series. And like, you're kind of seeing the same thing here where it's like Until Dawn, but you really can't capture that. Like, unless you're going to do you remember when like Netflix came out with, I think it was called Balderdash, and it was the Black Mirror movie that you could kind of choose your own adventure kind of thing. Like, unless you're going to do that with a movie, I don't think you're going to be able to encapsulate the decision making that goes in. What made this game good was the impact of your choices, right?
No, and I found this movie very confusing. Like, I had to look it up, and like, if I didn't know about the video game and I just went into this movie and watched it, I would have been confused over the whole premise of what was happening. But to kind of like give us a small story, there are 5 like people in their 20s on a road trip to find this girl, Clove, I think her name is. They're going to find her sister, Melissa, who went missing. Cheers. And they stumble into this house, and you see this like really cool, like grandfather looking clock with like a skull on the bottom and like an hourglass.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. It's like the picture of the movie.
Yeah. And then when you see like one of the people signs in the guest book, And when she does that, the hourglass like starts dripping and starts going down.
Okay.
And from there, the goal is to survive the night or become part of the movie or part of the atmosphere are the only ways to get out. So basically, when you die in this situation, it just reloads to where you started.
Okay.
And so they spend the whole movie trying to figure out how to survive the night.
Right, because it just keeps resetting back to okay.
Which I thought it was a cool premise, but it was just a lot of stuff pushed into something that really, there was a couple cool, pretty brutal kills. There's some cool little monsters, but it was hard to translate it to television from the video game, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that being like a little bit difficult. You don't quite get like the stakes that you get from like, if I die, I just have to go all the way back and everything I've done already gets redone. You know, we're looking at like, what was that, like Bloodborne and what were those like super difficult video games that everyone like, Dark Souls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a Dark Souls style where like, oh, if you die, dude, you got to go back to the beginning. So like, don't do that. You got to survive and don't take chances. Okay.
Exactly. So this movie was directed from the director David F. Sandberg, who did Lights Out and Annabelle Creation.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of like horror background here, as well as the guy, his name's Gary Duberman, who wrote the 2 new It movies, as well as The Nun.
Okay. And he wrote The Nun.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pretty solid credential. I think that, what is he? I mean, we were talking about this, what was it, a couple episodes ago, like the top 25 horror movies or like top 25 grossing horror movies. What does he have? 3 of them?
I think it was top 10.
He's written like 5 movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I thought this movie was like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Like, it looked really cool. The CGI was really good. The acting was pretty good. I just think like the whole plot line was just kind of like weird and hard to follow.
Yeah.
It was like
I can see that with a concept that's maybe a little bit more confusing and not as straightforward.
Precisely.
Okay. Speaking of movies that are super fucking confusing, Weapons is going to be out next week.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I mean, we've talked about Weapons a bunch. This is definitely, and I hate to say this because it's going to make me end up being disappointed in the movie, but my most anticipated movie of the entire year.
The whole year?
Yeah, no question.
More than Scream 7?
Does that come out this year? Okay.
I don't think it's even began filming.
Oh, really? Okay. We've been talking about Scream 7 for a long time. I don't know when it's going to get made. I just know that all the people that we thought were maybe not going to be in it are in it. So I don't know who's not going to be in this movie.
It's definitely been since at least January, February.
Yeah.
Where we first like saw this and we're like, what the fuck?
Oh, they're making new Scream.
This is August 8th. So I think that's in 2 weeks, to be honest with you.
So it's the 29th right now, but it'll be out by the next time we record for sure.
Yeah.
So
I'm going
we will
to see
be
it
100% updating that.
Yes. Unless it doesn't show up in Steamboat.
It is. I saw the banner for it the other day.
Okay, cool.
Just because I realized that other episodes that we were going to be covering
didn't have
filming and weren't going to be in Steamboat. So
well, we had that issue with Nosferatu.
Yep, we sure did. Well, and then it ended up coming there when we both left town to go see it, and then it also came a week later to Steamboat. Yeah.
Well, the good news about here is there are 4 movie theaters in like a 30-mile vicinity.
That's a good thing.
One of them will at least have it. So today we drove 19 miles to go see a movie today. Yeah. Because the one that's like 5 miles away is very Steamboat style, where it has 4 movies.
Small, there's nothing too much
which
going
is
on.
Really cool because it has like a little burger bar built into it.
Oh, cool.
So you walk up to the burger bar, like order your food and drinks, and then you could take your drinks into the movie theater. But it only has like 4 movies. And right now it's really hard to get a horror movie in there because everything is like straight up blockbuster bangers.
Yep.
Basically,
they only take the hits. Just play the fucking hits. That's what they want.
It's just like Jurassic Park and Marvel movies.
Yep. Superman.
And F1 that everyone's excited with. I don't understand.
I haven't seen it.
Watch it.
I don't know. I guess it's just not our vibe.
Yeah, car movies don't really excite me.
Anyways, so
Yeah, sorry.
Weapons. I did just see an
Sorry.
interview that this guy did with Zach Krieger, who's the director and writer of Weapons. And it just, you can see in the writer / director's perception, and he's the guy that did Barbarian, and he talks about Barbarian and how he felt like, oh, I like didn't really know exactly like what I was doing with that movie. Like this one, I knew what I was doing and I nailed it, and like I'm so excited for this movie. I did it the same way that I did Weapons, where Stephen King had a quote where he said like most of storytelling is starting with a question, and then you're like a paleontologist or an archaeologist who's wiping away dirt, and you keep finding bones and you keep finding this segment and that segment, and you don't really know what your dinosaur looks like until you get to the end, right? And he mentions that in his interviews. Like, that's how I've taken my approach to writing stories. He said that in this interview, he's like, oh, I didn't even know that there was going to be a woman under the house until I was 3/4 of the way through the movie of Barbarian.
Really?
And it just kind of hit me and said, oh, well, that's perfect, right?
Yeah,
he thought that he had written the person escaping beforehand, and that was going to be it. And then the person comes back, kind of thing. You remember that?
Yeah.
So he's like, no. And this one hit me, and he was like, I wasn't totally sure on like how Barbarian was going to work and all of this. He's like, this one, as I was writing it, I'm about 1/3 of the way through the movie, and the whole thing falls together. And he's like, and it starts out with the question is like, what happened to these kids? That's the question. And that's like, it's cool because that's been
on the trailer,
the posters and the trailers and everything you've seen is what happened to these kids. And that's where he started from. And then he's just like dug in through the dirt to try to find the story. And he seems highly confident that like he was unsure about Barbarian, and this one is like, he's
awesome.
like, I knew it as soon as I came across it. This is the perfect movie that I needed to write. So super excited. Again, we're going to hype it up and then be disappointed, but maybe not. Because obviously,
this one's going to rip.
If Jordan Peele is pissed off about not being able to direct it, it must be something worthwhile. So
agreed.
Yep. That's all I got really on Barbarian. On Weapons. I just saw another interview with Zach Krieger, and God, I love him. He's awesome.
I think the only other thing I wanted to touch base on was the fact that there's a bidding war for the rights for Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You did mention this. Between who?
So, Monkey Paw, which you just talked about, is what it reminded me of.
That's Jordan Peele's company.
That's
right?
Jordan Peele. Yeah. And then the next person is Osgood Perkins, who is The Strangers.
Longlegs, Strangers. Oh, wait, did he do The Strangers?
He did The Strangers. No, filmmaker Brian Bertino did The Strangers. They're trying to
Oz Perkins is Longlegs.
Okay, so next is Taylor Sheridan,
the Yellowstone guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that would be pretty sick, but he wants to make it.
I haven't seen that show at all, so I really don't know.
Well, it'd be cool to give like that Western vibe.
He's done super well with Montana.
And the next people would be JT Molnar and Glenn Powell. Would be a TV show or starring Glenn Powell with collaboration with A24. So that's
some bangers, dude. That's a lot of good people that are fighting over
heavy hitters.
Some good IP.
Honestly, I kind of hope it's Taylor Sheridan, because I don't think I've ever seen him.
Oh,
I think it'd be cool to see like a more Western style, but it would be for like Paramount or Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Which, Jordan Peele would probably make it like into movies and make it like more than one.
Man, if I had to pick, I don't know. I think between Osgood Perkins or Jordan Peele is my go-tos. Like Osgood Perkins is going to make this some crazy intellectual story or like a psycho thriller kind of thing. And I mean, I guess Jordan Peele would as well, though. Like they're going to challenge you and what you believe to be real. Is my view with both of them.
So what I'm looking at right now is just kind of like talking about the creative angles of each person.
That's cool. And so you have a little like diagram.
Yeah. So Jordan Peele, they're saying the creative angles that he usually takes is like a socially conscious, like horror reboot.
Yep.
So where Osgood Perkins and Brian Tino would be like a slow burn psychological horror. And then we said Taylor Sheridan would definitely do that like gritty, real style horror.
It's like he's not Tarantino, but he's like if Tarantino's kind of, I don't know why I want to say this, but like Tarantino's like gritty LA. I know that he had like the great, what is it, the Great Eight or the
Hateful Eight?
The Hateful Eight. But I think he does a really good job with like personifying like municipalities and places and stuff like that. As far as like cities go, it'd be interesting to see someone that does a good like gritty deep dive into humanity of like the rural areas, which obviously Taylor Sheridan's very familiar with.
Yes.
Huh. Cool.
So I guess maybe by next episode we'll know.
I hope so. Either way, I feel like these are all good things. It's not like it's like, and Disney Plus.
Yeah,
and
I don't think that's
the
gonna
most
happen.
money. It's
A Texas Chainsaw Hard Talking To feature brought to you by Disney.
An MGM or something like that, like something ridiculous.
All right.
Some good hard hitters there.
Should we wrap this bad bird up, dude?
I think so, dude. Yeah, what do you got?
I got nothing, dude. I'm done, dude. I'm not as drunk as I thought I'd be, but I've been talking a lot more than I had in recent episodes. So last couple episodes.
Speaking of drinking and talking.
Back. Ooh, all right.
Well, yeah, we were a little expository on the last ones, so those are my bad. But I have a question for you. You have to pick one horror villain to go drinking with. Who are you picking?
So I'm either between Christian Bale in American Psycho or the dying dude from Saw.
Wait, what?
Yeah, those are my two.
Okay, I definitely can see having a good, like an incredibly good conversation with, let's call him Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I can see that. Why Patrick Bateman?
I can't believe you remembered his name, Pat.
I've seen that movie so many times.
Well, because you think as long as you don't have a better color of white business card than him,
he's going to be cool to you.
It's going to be a fucking party.
That's true. It is true. Oh, man.
It's going to be like balls to the wall, cocaine, drinking, like in very fancy places in New York. And then you just fucking Irish goodbye it and get out of there.
Fuck out. Leave. Okay.
But Jigsaw, I could see like we could have some sit on a porch with Jigsaw and just like pick his brain.
You might actually find the meaning of life.
Or just like the shit that he's went through. You're like, yeah, let's fucking put some people up against some games, dude. Teach them that they deserve, that they need to do this, deserve to live. Princess Bride sucked, dude. Yeah, you should be chained to the fucking ground, dude. Just joking. Princess Bride's an awesome movie.
Princess Bride fucking slaps.
No more rhyming. I mean it. What about you?
Yeah. My initial thought was that I would like to go drinking with Freddie because he's going to be like hilarious to sit next to because he's just going to be, he's going to have a lot of quips. But you know what's going to happen is that he's eventually like, it's funny at first. Well, maybe, but like he's also just like, he's offensive and like I can't deal with that, dude. My sensibilities are he's gonna say something that's gonna like he's literally just there to talk shit. He's gonna bum me out because like I'm gonna get like nervous for him. Like I'm gonna be awkward because he's making someone else feel awkward and that's gonna make me awkward.
So no, that's not your person.
Well, but like that was my initial one. It's like, dude, Freddie's fucking hilarious. He's got good jokes. He's funny. I think that I might just because Freddie is who I had in mind, and then I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, I don't really know.
I had such good answers that you're like, fuck, I need to change mine.
Best option.
I get it.
I think I might want to grab a drink with Stu from Scream.
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah.
All right.
And we can just talk about horror movies and how dumb everything was in the 80s and like, you know, really like dig into them. Cause like, I don't really want to like, I think that Ghostface as a character doesn't exactly exist, right? So I can't say Ghostface.
Yeah, because it's always.
I know that was mentioned. It's a different. Not to spoil anything for anyone that doesn't know what the Scream movies are, but I think Matthew Lillard and like I just want to hear him like I like might piss myself getting drunk enough and having him be like, "Fucking got me deep, man. Fucking dying here."
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
It literally might make me piss my pants from laughing so hard. And Matthew Lillard's like a pretty good pretty good guy anyways. So
yeah. Well, you can't like go drinking with the person that played Matthew Lillard because that would change. Like,
no,
he has
I'm
to be
drinking
someone
with Stu.
from. Yeah,
I'm drinking with Stu.
Because that would change my answer if it was like the actor that did it.
The actor, yeah, you're gonna go drink with Freddie because Robert Englund's got a hell of a lot of stories.
Or someone.
Yeah.
Remember when I told you I met Robert Englund?
Or Christian Bale also, though. Like,
he's kind of a dick in real life, though.
I think he'd probably be what Patrick Bateman was. That would be my guess.
We'll see.
I don't know for sure. But
let's wrap this shit up, dude.
Fun little question for you there.
Yeah, had a good time.
In the chat. Get up in the chat. Who's your drinking buddy? Who's your horror movie drinking buddy? I hope it's not Michael Myers. He's bad. He's
really
bad
drink.
drinking buddy.
Yeah, he would just walk around a lot. He kept leaving. Like, where's he going?
I guess we're going to the next bar.
Fuck, dude. He's always following his sister. It's so weird.
Fucking get over it, dude. She's her own person.
All right. Well, that being said, please like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Also follow us. We're on such wonderful things as YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. What's the other big one we're on? I don't think we're the main three. We're on the big three.
YouTube already?
I had YouTube.
Okay.
So with that being said,
are we on Amazon? Dude, that's crazy.
Stay
wicked.
Stay weird.
Weird. I always forget which ones they are.
Stay wicked, weird,
and stay wasted.
Yeah, you did this terribly. All right.